That terrible feeling of bone on bone in your joints, the constant swelling in your legs, it is a sign that your body's natural glue, its precious collagen, is running dangerously low. But what if you could help your body to rebuild it? Today, we are not just giving you a list of foods. We are revealing a powerful two-part protocol: how to get the building materials and how to activate the construction crew to help repair your joints from the inside out. Welcome back to Healthier Daily, the channel where we give you the simple science-backed truth to live a stronger and more independent life after 60. I'm your host, Dr. Ben Carter. And to help us understand this intensive rebuilding process, we are joined by a physician who has spent his life studying the beautiful synergy between different types of foods. It is our great honor to welcome Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara.
Thank you for having me, Ben. Your analogy is perfect. To rebuild a house, you need two very different but equally important things. You need the physical bricks and the mortar, which are the raw materials. And you need the skilled workers who know how to use those materials. For rebuilding the precious collagen in our body, it is exactly the same. The body needs both the direct materials, which often come from our animal sources, and the special activator tools, which often come from our powerful plant sources.
And that is exactly what our guide is all about today. In this detailed guide, Dr. Hinohara is going to walk us through his intensive collagen rebuilding protocol. In the first half of our video today, we will explore the animal matrix. These are the direct and powerful sources of collagen and all of its building blocks. Then in the second half of the video, we will learn about the plant activators. These are the essential foods that help your body to actually use that collagen and to do the rebuilding work. It is a true blessing to have this kind of knowledge to be able to partner with our body's amazing God-given ability to heal. If you are ready to learn this complete two-part strategy for rebuilding your joints, please type the number 1 in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. It's completely free. And this is a deep dive into the true science of repair that you will not want to miss. Okay, doctor, let's get right into your intensive collagen rebuilding protocol. You said that we must first provide the body with the raw materials, the actual building blocks for new healthy joints. Let's talk about the first part of our protocol, the animal matrix.
Yes. Before we can talk about activating the workers, we must first have the materials delivered to the construction site. We must begin by providing the body with the direct building materials for collagen itself. This is what I call the animal matrix. We will start with the most gentle and the most deeply nourishing of these foods, what I like to call the healing elixirs. These are bone broth, plain gelatin, and bone marrow. These foods are so very important for the person who is suffering from severe degenerative joint pain. I had a patient, a woman in her late 60s. She came to my office with what she described as bone-on-bone knee pain. The cartilage in her knee had become so thin that every single step was an agony for her. She had lost almost all of her mobility. She could no longer take her daily walks, and she was feeling very hopeless. Her doctors had told her that her only option was a full knee replacement surgery. The very first step in her healing journey was not with a powerful pill, but with a simple daily cup of homemade bone broth.
That is a beautiful and a very traditional place to start. Let's break down the deep science of why these slow-cooked elixirs are so incredibly powerful for helping to rebuild that lost cartilage and to soothe painful joints. First, these foods, and especially the bone broth that is made from joint bones like chicken feet or beef knuckles, are the richest natural source of a very specific type of collagen. It is called type 2 collagen. And this is so critically important because the cartilage in your knees is made almost entirely of the specific type 2 collagen. So by consuming these foods, you are providing your body with the exact and the specific raw material that it needs to be able to begin repairing that specific tissue.
But it is much more than just the collagen.
That's right. As you slowly and gently cook the bones and the connective tissues, other powerful healing compounds are released from them into the broth. These include glucosamine, chondroitin sulfate, and hyaluronic acid. Now, these names might sound very familiar to anyone watching who has ever bought an expensive bottle of joint supplements from the pharmacy. These are the very compounds that help to lubricate the joints and to draw moisture into the cartilage, which is what gives it its plumpness and its essential cushioning effect. And finally, these foods are an absolute powerhouse of the two most important amino acids for building all types of collagen throughout the entire body. These are glycine and proline. So with one simple, warm and comforting cup of bone broth, you are getting the specific type of collagen for your cartilage, you are getting the lubricating compounds, and you are getting the essential amino acid building blocks all in one perfect natural package. Now, doctor, making a proper, truly gelatinous bone broth is an art. What is the most important secret to making it correctly at home?
There are two secrets to a good broth. The first is time, and the second is acid. You must cook the bones for a very, very long time, at least 12 to 24 hours on a very low and gentle heat. This is what it takes to break down all of the tough connective tissue and to release all of the precious collagen. And at the very beginning of the cooking process, you must add a generous splash of apple cider vinegar to the water. The acid is what helps to draw all of the precious minerals out of the bones and into your water. When you have finished your cooking, a good and powerful broth will turn into a thick jelly when it is cooled in the refrigerator. That jelly is the sign of a true healing broth.
And what about the bone marrow, doctor? How do we use that?
The bone marrow can be gently roasted in the bone in the oven. The rich, buttery marrow can then be scooped out, and it can be spread on a piece of toast, just as our ancestors used to do. Or the marrow bones can be added directly to your broth, and the healthy marrow will melt into the liquid, adding even more healthy fats and nutrients to your healing elixir. It is a beautiful example of the blessed wisdom of our ancestors who knew how to use every single part of the animal to provide deep and holistic nourishment for the body.
So the bone broths, the gelatin in the bone marrow provide that deep, slow, cooked liquid nourishment for our joints. It is a powerful and a very gentle foundation for this protocol. Doctor, what are the other whole foods that are part of our animal matrix that can provide these essential building materials for our body?
Yes, now we will add the whole foods that are also incredibly rich in these essential rebuilding compounds. We will talk about 4 in particular that are so often overlooked in the modern diet. They are chicken skin, sardines, liver, and egg yolks.
These are all very traditional and very nutrient-dense foods. Let's break down the specific and the unique role that each one of these plays in our collagen rebuilding protocol. Let's start with the one that most people in America have been taught to fear and to throw away: chicken skin.
Yes, so many people are afraid of the fat in the chicken skin, but they are throwing away one of the most powerful medicines for their own skin and for their joints.
That is exactly right. High-quality chicken skin is one of the richest natural whole food sources of type 1 collagen. As we know, type 1 collagen is the most abundant type of collagen in our entire body. It is the primary structural protein that gives your own skin its strength and its hardness. The 2022 study that was published in Clinical Interventions in Aging is a perfect example of this. It showed that seniors who ate cooked chicken skin just a few times a week saw a significant increase in their own collagen density. So the smart solution is to buy high-quality pasture-raised skin on chicken and to gently roast it in the oven, allowing the skin to become wonderfully crisp and delicious.
Our next food is another forgotten treasure from the sea. It is the small but incredibly mighty sardine.
And the sardine is a true superfood for our entire structural system. As the source text for our video so wisely notes, because we eat the whole fish, the skin, the connective tissue, and the tiny, soft, completely edible bones, we are getting a huge and a very bioavailable dose of both type 1 and type 3 collagen. Now, type 3 collagen is especially important for the health of our blood vessels. And on top of all of that, when you eat the bones, you are getting the perfect bone-building combination of calcium and vitamin D all in one package. It is a complete structural food.
And our next food is the great cofactor Powerhouse. It is liver.
And cofactor is the perfect word for it. To be able to build new strong collagen, your body needs more than just the amino acid building blocks. It needs special helper vitamins and minerals for the enzymes to be able to do their work. And a high-quality liver from a grass-fed animal is the most concentrated food source of 3 of the most important of these cofactors. It is packed with vitamin A in the natural retinol form, copper and zinc. All 3 of these are absolutely essential cofactors that are required for the enzymes in your body to be able to do the important work of collagen synthesis. So in our house analogy, the liver is providing the essential tools for the construction crew.
And our final food in our animal matrix is the simple and the very humble egg yolk. For my patient with the bone-on-bone knee pain, after she had been drinking her bone broth for a few weeks and was starting to feel a little bit better, we then had her add 2 whole pasture-raised eggs to her breakfast every morning.
And this was another absolutely critical step in her rebuilding process. As the source text so wisely points out, the egg yolk is nature's richest and most perfect source of the 2 most important amino acids for building collagen proline and glycine. Glycine is the most abundant amino acid in the collagen triple helix structure, and the proline is converted in the body into hydroxyproline, which is the compound that gives the collagen its stability and its great strength. By adding the daily egg yolks to her diet, she was now providing her body with a massive dose of the 2 most important bricks for the rebuilding job. It is truly a blessed and an intelligent design how all of these different traditional foods provide a different and a very necessary piece of the complex puzzle of healing. This is such detailed and powerful information, Doctor. We love sharing it with our global community. To help us see our global community, please let us know what city, state, or country you are watching from. We love hearing from all of you. So our animal matrix provides all of the rich and the dense building materials for new collagen, the different types of collagen itself, the lubricating compounds, and the essential amino acids. The construction site is now full of all the best supplies. But doctor, as you so wisely said in the beginning, we also need the skilled workers to be able to actually do the building work. This brings us to the second and the equally important part of our protocol, the plant activators.
Yes, we have now provided the body with all of the wonderful raw materials. But now we must hire the construction crew to be able to properly use those materials. This is a very important job of our plant activators. And our 2 most important activators for today are the tropical papaya and all of the wonderful citrus fruits. This is a very important point that so many people miss. I had a patient, a woman in her 70s. She was eating very high-protein diet with plenty of chicken and fish every day. But her main complaint was that her skin was still very thin. It would bruise and tear very easily, and any small cut that she got on her skin would take a very long time to heal. Her body had all of the building blocks, but it was missing the key activators that it needed to be able to use them properly for the important work of repair.
That is a perfect example of why this second part of the protocol is so absolutely essential. Let's break down the science of these two powerful plant activators. Let's start with the papaya. As we have discussed in a previous video, the ripe papaya is a very rich source of a very special proteolytic enzyme called papain. The specific job of this enzyme is to help your body to break down the large protein and collagen molecules from the animal matrix foods, like the chicken skin or the bone broth, into smaller, more easily absorbable amino acids. You can think of the papain as the demolition crew on the work site that helps to break down the large raw materials into the usable bricks and mortar that your body needs.
And what about our most important activator of all the citrus fruits?
And then we have our most important activator, which we get from our citrus fruits like oranges, lemons, and even from the acerola cherries mentioned in the source text. And that activator is, of course, vitamin C. As we have said many times before, and it is the most important lesson of all for anyone who wants to build healthy collagen, vitamin C is the non-negotiable construction manager. It is the one vitamin that is absolutely required for the enzymes in your body to be able to take the amino acids like the proline and the glycine from the egg yolks and to link them together to create new, strong, and healthy collagen fibers. Without enough of the vitamin C manager on the job site, the entire construction project comes to a complete halt. So the papain from the papaya helps to break the old materials down, and the vitamin C from the citrus fruits helps to build the new materials back up. It is a brilliant and a very intelligent system. So, doctor, to bring our entire two-part protocol together, how do we combine the foods from the animal matrix with these powerful plant activators to get the absolute best results?
The true wisdom is found in the synergy. You must try to have them together in the same meal, or at least on the same day, so that the workers and the materials are on the job site at the same time. It is very simple. For example, when you have your beautiful warm bowl of chicken soup that you have made from your bone broth, you should squeeze some fresh lemon juice over the top of it right before you eat it. Or after you have your 2 eggs for your breakfast, it is a perfect time to have a few fresh slices of papaya for dessert. You must always provide the skilled workers alongside the valuable building materials. That is the complete and the wise path to rebuilding.
That is beautiful and very profound wisdom. It is a blessed reminder that true healing comes from the intelligent and the harmonious partnership between all the different kinds of wonderful foods that we have been given. Doctor, this has been an incredible and a very complete guide. You have given our viewers a full 2-part protocol to fight back against chronic joint pain. Your intensive collagen rebuilding protocol shows us how to intelligently combine the powerful animal matrix foods, which provide the direct building materials for our joints, with the essential plant activators, which provide the workers to be able to do the rebuilding. This is a powerful and a very holistic approach to senior health. By following this wise and synergistic advice, our viewers can now begin to address a major root cause of their joint pain, which is the slow and steady breakdown of their precious cartilage. This knowledge is a true cornerstone of a proactive senior health strategy, one that focuses on deep cellular rebuilding from the inside out. It is a practical food first way to fight back against the daily discomfort of joint pain and to live a more flexible and an active life.
I want to leave you with this one final thought. You must not just eat for protein alone. You must learn to eat for repair. And this means providing your body with both the building materials and the essential tools to be able to do the important work. This is the complete and the wise path to rebuilding.
That is a beautiful message, Doctor. To eat for repair. It's a wonderful reminder to be good stewards of our health by understanding the blessed and the beautiful synergy between all the different kinds of wonderful foods that we have been given. And of course, it is absolutely essential that you speak with your personal doctor or a registered dietitian before making any significant changes to your diet, especially if you have any existing health conditions. Please remember that our conversation today is for educational purposes and is not a substitute for the direct medical advice from your own trusted physician. If you found this guide empowering and it gave you a new and a hopeful strategy for your joint health, please give this video a like so that others can find this vital information, and be sure to share it with a friend or a family member who you know might be struggling with joint pain. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. It is completely free, and it ensures you will not miss our next deep dive into your health and well-being. And for our community discussion today, we would love to know, which part of this powerful protocol are you most excited to try first, the animal matrix foods or the plant activators? Please share your first step in the comments below. Thank you for being with us. Be well.